The First Lady landed at Lilongwe International Airport in Lambodzi after a 6-hour flight from Ghana, during which she changed out of her casual Converse sneakers and jeans in favor of a beige $745 Joseph shirt dress and a pair of $625 Manolo Blahnik heels. Melania waved happily at the crowds as she emerged from the presidential aircraft, before making her way down the steps and onto the tarmac, where she was greeted by Malawi's First Lady Gertrude Maseko, crowds of cheering children, and a rather solemn-looking schoolgirl, who presented the 48-year-old with a large bouquet of flowers. Clearly sensing the youngster's unease, mother of one Melania was seen crouching down to the ground and patting the flower girl comfortingly on the back, while smiling and chattering away to her. Melania's friendly words clearly worked, and the little girl, who was wearing a blue school uniform and black shoes, appeared to perk up slightly as the conversation continued. Shortly after her arrival in Malawi, Melania's husband, President Donald Trump, took to Twitter to praise his wife, congratulating her on the success of her tour thus far. "Our country's great First Lady, Melania, is doing really well in Africa," he wrote. "The people love her, and she loves them. It is a beautiful thing to see." During her trip to Lilongwe, Melania was scheduled to visit a local primary school and tour classrooms, observe an English lesson, meet teachers, and donate textbooks and be best branded soccer balls. She was seen arriving at Chapala Primary School and delightedly waving to the waiting crowd as head teacher Maureen Mossy showed her around the premises, while a large group of students and teachers watched on. Melania changed her shoes for that part of the visit, swapping her Manolo Blahnik heels for flat snakeskin loafers, the same $49.95 Zara pair that she was seen wearing on Wednesday while touring the Cape Coast Castle, a former slave trading site, on West Africa's Gold Coast. The shoe change was certainly a sensible choice, because part of Melania's school tour involved her heading out onto a dirt soccer field, where she happily cheered on several young players as they practiced. At one point, Melania was pictured handing one of the soccer balls to a player, however she didn't appear to make any attempt to actually join in the game, instead choosing to leave that up to the young experts who were happily running around the field as she watched on. The experience no doubt reminded Melania of her own son, 12-year-old Baron, who is known to be a keen soccer player and actually plays for a local DC team. In August, the president told FIFA President Gianni Infantino that his son Baron loves soccer, while discussing the 2026 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. 1 month earlier, Trump was given a soccer ball by Russian President Vladimir Putin during a press conference, and he promptly threw the ball to Melania while noting that the first couple would give it to their son as a gift. The First Lady, whose son attends private school St. Andrews in Potomac, Maryland, also had the chance to sit in on a few lessons, joining 2 students at the front of the classroom during what appeared to be an English language class. Melania was seen leaning over to help one youngster read from a book, and also watched on as one of the teachers instructed the class at a chalkboard, using a wooden pointer to indicate 2 different words, like leg, that had been written in several columns. Many of the young children were seen wearing name signs around their necks, with the 2 children sitting next to her in the classroom both wearing cardboard labels with their monikers written in marker. Melania also plans to visit the State House during her first day in Malawi, where she will enjoy a private tea with her fellow First Lady Gertrude, just as she did with the First Lady of Ghana during the first day of her trip. The First Ladies also are expected to walk through the gardens and watch a traditional dance performance. Melania opened her first extended solo international trip on Tuesday in Ghana, arriving in the African country after a 12-hour flight from Washington, D.C. Her day in the capital of Accra was spent visiting a local hospital to learn more about local welfare initiatives for children, while also getting the chance to promote her Be Best initiative. She then enjoyed afternoon tea with her Ghanaian counterpart at the Presidential Palace in Accra, and on Wednesday, Melania toured the Cape Coast Castle, a former slave trading site on West Africa's Gold Coast, after meeting with local Fanti tribe chiefs in order to ask for their permission to visit the UNESCO site. Melania became emotional as she visited the 17th-century slave trading outpost, which is located 2.5 hours from the capital of Accra, where she stayed the night before. She spent around an hour at the castle, touring its dungeons and walking through the sacred door of no return which thousands of slaves passed through in the 1800s before boarding cargo ships which ferried them across the Atlantic to the Americas to work for white masters. During her first day in Ghana, Melania paid a visit to a local hospital, where she was seen speaking with mothers and their children in the waiting room while handing out Beige branded blankets and teddies. The First Lady seemed particularly captivated by one 6-month-old baby boy during her visit, and spent several minutes cradling the adorable tot and speaking to him and his mother. According to her spokesperson, Stephanie Grisham, the focus of Melania's tour, which also includes trips to Kenya and Egypt, is humanitarian efforts, specifically those funded by U.S. government aid, and those that work to better the lives of children. Another key purpose of her tour is to promote education, healthcare, some conservation, and tourism. Melania is expected to return to Washington, D.C. on October 7. Please subscribe channel. Thank you for watching.